Hey there, Treasure Hunt fan, Joe Pal, Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. And this one is for December 25th, 2018. That is correct. New Release Tuesday falls on Christmas this year, or actually it's more like Christmas falls on New Release Tuesday, I guess. So interesting week this week. There's not really much coming out, but I still want to do a weekly news update because there was a few things that were announced. And there's a couple things coming out next week on, oddly enough, New Year's Day. Now, keep in mind with these two movies that do come out tomorrow, you probably won't be able to buy them anywhere other than maybe on Amazon or something online, because most stores will be closed tomorrow in honor of Christmas. So if you really want one of these two titles, you may have to wait an extra day. But what it does come out tomorrow on Christmas is they're putting out some sort of Deadpool 2 pack. I mean, Deadpool 1 and 2 pack. I have no idea. It looks like something it's already been out there. It looks like just a re-release. And the only other thing that comes out tomorrow is a movie called White Boy Rick, which honestly I have no idea what that's about. It doesn't look overly interesting to me, but it might appeal to some people, so that does come out tomorrow. There is one additional title coming out at the very end of this week, and it's on the 30th, which is kind of technically next week, but I'm doing it in this one anyways. Best Buy will be releasing on the 30th, this coming Sunday. They'll be releasing a Hellboy 2 limited edition pop art steelbook on that day. So that will be coming out on the 30th, which is Sunday. So I got a kind of a weird feeling about that one, because the last time they did one of these random steelbook Sunday releases, which was when they released Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas on steelbook. And eventually you were able to find Hocus Pocus, but I don't know if you remember, it was a nightmare trying to find that for a while. It was a really cool looking steelbook. I did eventually get it, but it was really hard to get. So I don't know if the same thing's going to be. So if you're really interested in that, I would definitely jump on that as soon as you can. If you can pre-order it, because it may be another hard one to get. So, like I mentioned before, next week's releases will be coming out on New Year's Day. Now, that'll be a little bit different story. Most retailers are open New Year's Day, just smaller hours. I know I worked in retail for over 20 years. So, New Year's, New Year's, come on. New Year's, the retail stores are open. It's usually typically like 6 or something like that. So you will be able to pick these up on that day. But what does come out next week is there's a Ken Burns Civil War box set coming out on Blu-ray, which I believe has already been out on DVD. I think it's just being upgraded to Blu-ray. And the two big titles that are coming out next week is Night School with Kevin Hart, which I hear is pretty funny. And the other one, and the one I really want to see, is A Bad Times at the El Royale. I really want to see that movie in theaters. I was so bummed that I missed it. So I'm not kidding you. I'm definitely going to be picking that up on that day. Probably get the 4K, because actually it looks really cheap. Not cheap as in design, but it's going to be cheap to purchase. So those will come out next week. So the next couple weeks for us video fans, movie fans out there, there's not a whole lot coming out. Which, after Christmas, I'm sure that my old wallet will be quite happy that there's some downtime to kind of get caught back up. Even though I didn't actually buy a whole lot for myself, movie-wise, there's quite a few movies I did pass up on this month because I want to make sure we had money for Christmas presents and stuff like that. But at least it'll give me some time to kind of recoup, and then try to figure out how to get the rest of that stuff that came out this month that I didn't get. So that is it for this week and next week. Like I said, not a whole lot. There were a few announcements, though, over the course of the week. Some is preliminary, but it looks like it's going to be sticking, and other ones definitely. So the one that's definitely solidified as it coming out is The Girl in the Spider's Web. That will be coming out February 5th. So that's the next movie in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Hornets, but this is the next one in that series. I'm not really sure if it takes... I'm not quite too sure when it takes place. I'm not really well versed. I have seen all three of those movies, plus the American remake of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I've seen them all, but I'm not really sure because I've never read the books. I don't know where it quite takes place. I think this one is a little bit down the road a little bit from those. I'm not really sure, though, whether it's supposedly based off the American version of it, or if it's based upon the original foreign version of it. So I'm not really sure about that. Tentatively released, and something like this is going to be a guarantee, is Bohemian Rhapsody has been announced for the 12th of February. So pretty quick turnaround time. That's been happening a lot lately. I suspect I went and saw Aquaman last weekend, so I suspect that that one will probably be announced soon. I've already seen the steelbook for that one. Best Buy's already got it. They're already touting it. Looks pretty cool. Other recent releases that came out, I would assume we're going to start seeing a lot more of that hit really soon, especially like in Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. And I bet you even Mary Poppins will be announced pretty soon. They don't have a tendency to keep these things out, especially in the case of the new Mary Poppins. I do hear Oscar buzz. If there's Oscar buzz around that, they'll get that out as fast as they can. So that is it. I'm sorry, there's one more title. So Disney is prepping for, on the 26th of February, they are prepping Little Mermaid 30th Anniversary Edition. And I have a series, and I probably will definitely pick that up because it'll be a really cool looking steelbook on that. But I have a sneaky suspicion the reason why they're really ramping that up is not because of its 30th anniversary, but I believe it's next year that live action Aladdin comes out too, so it will go hand in hand. But that is it. I mean, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot this week, there's not a whole lot next week, and there wasn't really a lot announced. Starting next month, it'll all kick back into high gear again. I know that in January and February, there's a lot of stuff coming out, so definitely be picking. I know the Halloween comes out in a couple weeks, and some other stuff comes out, so it will be picking up. But that is it. Now, what I'd like to do now is go ahead and show you what I picked up last week. I did pick up 2 titles last week. That's all I did get. Like I said, holiday season, got to focus on other people, not myself. So, which is a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. So, but with that, I did pick up 2, and I got these 2 specifically because I wanted to get the steelbooks because I had noticed, and the funny thing is, I couldn't get to Best Buy on Tuesday. Had a really, really, really bad work week this week. A lot of craziness went on. So I wasn't able to make it out there. So what I did was I did the in-store pickup thing where I just ordered online and picked up at the store, and I'm glad I did because I went out to a couple Best Buys a couple of days later, and I couldn't find one of these specifically anywhere anymore, and the other one was very limited out there. So the one that was really limited and I did pick up the Predator Steelbook. So, and I love this steelbook. You can't really see it, but like all these are all skulls making up the head, stuff like that. It's really cool. And in the back is like their lettering and stuff like that. But so I did pick up this. This got panned by a lot of people in theaters, stuff like that, but I actually really enjoyed it. I like movies. I'm a big fan of movies where like a bunch of people come together that normally wouldn't be together, and they got to fight a foe, and that's kind of what this movie is. So, my voice going a little bit. So this is essentially what this movie is. So I really did enjoy this movie. It does have some issues. It's definitely not the best Predator movie of the series. The first one should be still the best. By all means, still the best, but I really did enjoy this one for what it's worth. So, picked the Predator, and the last one I did pick up, and this one was the hard one to find. There's a couple Best Buys I went to, I didn't find it, which is the Venom 4K. By the way, they're both 4K steelbooks. It's the Venom 4K steelbook. This is their pop art version. It's really cool. I love, the front's got Venom, on the back's got like the little vial with kind of tentacles coming down, stuff like that. So I did pick this one up as well. I saw this one in the theaters, and I really liked this one too. This actually did really well in theaters. Some people said it was the worst movie they ever saw, but the majority of people overall really liked it. I mean, does this movie have plot holes, and does it have some pacing issues? Yes, but overall, it's a really good movie. Tom Hardy is amazing in this movie. So that's what I picked up. I picked up these 2 steelbooks just because. If I didn't, I guarantee they're not in the stores now, so I would have never gotten them. So that is what I picked up last week. Will I be picking up? I will be, like I said, I will be getting the Hotel Royale one for sure. Probably Night School eventually down the road, but I will show you again. Actually, when I do next week's weekly news update, there probably won't be any pickups, but I will, however, show you what I did get for Christmas. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be doing a video on what my Christmas pickups were, what I did get for my family, stuff like that for Christmas. Also, I want to take this time to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. This has actually been a really good year for my channel, and I'll discuss that in another video next week before New Year's. But I want to thank you guys all for watching my videos. I hope you and your family have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays out there. For whatever you may celebrate, whether it be Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever. I hope you do have a very happy holiday. Everybody take care. Always remember to keep hunting, because you know what? You just never know what you're going to find. And as always, live long and prosper.